Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's R&K Software Club's video for the week. And our topic for this week is about My Design Album software. It's kind of like a beginner's guide for new owners of this awesome program that you can use to browse your computer, find your embroidery designs, make printed catalogs, even create a database and back it all up. So this is kind of a quick overview and important things to learn video. And that said, I'll also show you where you can watch more videos and how you can get help if you need to. So if you guys are ready to get started, let's go ahead and work on the workspace. And so this is the My Design Album software. And you'll notice that it's kind of broken up into four main parts. You've got the left side with the top and the bottom, and then kind of like the right side with the top and the bottom. On the right side, you have kind of like the display. So wherever you point the left is what you'll see on the right. On the left, you have like the top side, which is going to be the folders of my computer. And then at the bottom, this is my catalog. So this is the organizing that I've done. These are the categories that I created, and I put the designs into them. Up at the top is simply the folders of my computer. And so, for example, here on my desktop, there's a folder called Forever Tattoo. And if I click on it, the program will show me, images for the designs that are in that folder. So the cool thing here is there are filters at the top. So notice that this bird cage is shown like 5 different times with different machine formats. And if you really only want to see one of those formats, you could use the format filter and type in, for example, PES would be like, say, only show me the PES copies that are in that folder. So there may be other copies of the bird cage, but you're only seeing the PES ones. You also have a filter by name, and that would be like if you knew that it was, the bird design you were looking for, and if you come to the filter and you start typing in, well, it starts with B, you don't even have to type in the word bird, you can just type B, and it will show you all of the designs in the folder Forever Tattoo that start with the letter B. Only the ones that have PES format, because if I kind of backspace and get rid of that PES design format, notice that it will show me all of the designs that start with the letter B, including all 5 bird cages and all 5 birds. So that's kind of the cool thing about using it, just even to browse your folders of your computer. If I get rid of the letter B and I'm kind of back to all my designs that are in that folder, but then I go back to having the PES format filter, I'll just specifically see the 25 designs that are in the collection, and I could select all of them or part of them. So click on one to select it, and it tells you the information about it. It tells you the colors that are in it, how many colors are in it, tells you how many stitches it is, what size it is, and it tells you where it lives. Now, there's another filter at the top that's called keywords, but keywords requires you to have just added this design into your database. So if we were to make a category down here called, tattoo, then we could do things like add keywords to the designs. And notice when I look at the bottom, I have categories, and these are ones that I made for my computer. And I've got one for the FTCU monthly designs. And so when I click on that, it will show me the designs that are in there. Apparently there's only 6 PES files in my categories, but if I get rid of the PES format filter, there should be more, because they're going to mostly be WAF files and then some JPEG files. And so that's another, I guess, type of filter that you have here, is the ability to say, well, only show me design files, or only show me artwork files, or only show me images. So images means things like JPEGs. If I uncheck it, it will show me the designs and the artwork, but not the JPEGs. And artwork means like vector artwork, so don't show me vector artwork. And I don't think there is any vector artwork in this folder, so it's probably just going to still show me the same. But now I can see, through the embroidery designs and browse through. If you find one that you would like to work with, you simply click on it, and it shows you an icon. And one of the things that's interesting is it tells you where on your computer that design lives. because you could actually put this design into more than one category without making copies of the design. The software simply learns where that design lives, and it's on my C drive under my Floriani designs, under free monthly designs for April of 2019, and that's where it is. If I want to open it and work with it, all I need to do is right click over top and I get a menu of options. And one of the options would be to open it in my Floriani software. So if you own FTCU or any other Floriani program, clicking on open in Floriani software will cause the program to open up inside of your sort of Floriani program. And so my FTCU just opened up, and it just takes a moment for the design to kind of completely open up. And so notice down at the bottom, I still have my Design Album library here, and I can go back to it and say, oh, I think I'd like to open this butterfly also, and right click, and same process, just open in the Floriani software. And now it's kind of going to also go back to the FTC program. I might have to pop back over to find it and see that it's just opening up now. And so it's probably this one here. I just need to click on the right tab. And so basically you can open it up with your Floriani software if you own the Floriani software. If you don't, I will show you later where you can download a copy of the, I guess, free program that's called Creative Express, that would then work with that option. You also have the option for open with. So if you have another program that you'd rather open this design with, you can choose open with, and that will allow you to select, what other software that you want to open it with. If you say edit design, it'll actually open the design right here within the My Design Album program. So My Design Album has an editing sort of window, and for example, I could select this light blue color of my design and decide to make it a pink instead, so that's kind of the idea, that you've got your slow redraw tool and you could, learn how a design stitches out. You also have the ability to go file and save as, and save this design in, any number of different machine embroidery formats. So it does have a lot of functions. There'll be more you can learn about these editing capabilities. Like, for example, I'll show you later where to watch a video about how to use the batch converter, because that will allow you to convert an entire folder of PES files into any format that you can choose from this list. And, you could make, if you're a professional design maker, then you're going to want to know about the batch converter. Notice that I still have the preview window with all the designs here. And if I want to select another design and right click and say edit design, it'll open that one as well. And and again, they have tabs at the top that you can click on to see the different designs or your preview window. And those tabs are still here when you go to the preview window if you want to go back to kind of one of the designs like that. And so that's something that's interesting. I'm going to go back to the preview window and show you how to do, let's click on that Forever Tattoo folder again. Let's put the format filter for PES, so we just see the 25 designs that are in here. If you wanted to create a printed catalog, you could select one or more of those designs. So if I hold down Shift, I can select another one, and it will select everything in between my two selections. Whatever I have selected, if I click on the File drop-down menu, there's an option to create a printed catalog. And when you say printed catalog, you'll get to choose all of these different information, like what's included in your printed catalog and how many rows and columns per page do you want to have, kind of how big are they basically. And then when you say okay, it will create the pages that you could then print off or make into a PDF or whatever you need. And so that's kind of a cool function. And all of this, and we haven't really even learned how to create a design database, right? So the idea here is that you can create your own categories and add designs to them. And now it's up to you to how you want to organize. If you want to make a folder that's for your tattoo collection, you could decide where to put it. Do you want to put it under the category embroidery? Or, for example, see how I have a folder called Floriani Collections, a category? If I click the plus beside it, there's all kinds of collections under here, and maybe you want to add a new collection under a collection. And so it's really up to you where they go. It's wherever you right click. So for example, if I go under the word Floriani Collections and I right click and I say add a new category, so I'll call it TATTOO, and say okay. And so notice here that there's a category called tattoo and it's empty. If I look under the C, it has, well, there's nothing coming up, but it says there's 20 things there. Do you know why I'm not seeing them? It's the format filter, right? Because they're not PES files. If I get rid of that filter, oh, there are things, but they're Floriani files is why they didn't show up. So if I look under Victorian Christmas, that's what's there. But if I look under tattoo, it's empty. So now how do you add the designs to your category and so find them on your computer? I would suggest that you put them on your computer where you're going to want to keep them, because it's not sort of simple to move them afterwards. And what I mean by that is if we add these to this category right now, but then we delete this folder, what happens is the category will remain, and even the design names and information will remain in our database, but the link to see the design and open it will become broken, because these designs live under C, desktop, forever tattoo, right? That's where they are, and I can add them to this category. So now you have to decide, do you want to add them all to the category or maybe just the one format? So if I like PES, I type in PES, it filters the results. Now I can select the first one. If you want to select them all, just scroll to the bottom, hold your shift down and click select. So now I have all 25 of them selected. So the one thing I'll say about this is you're going to click and you're going to drag to bring it, to put it over tattoo. And when you let go, that's where they go. So be careful. Don't let go. If you're not sure, come back over here and just let go and don't do anything, But because what can happen is if you go see where the pluses are, if I go over top of a plus, it will automatically expand it. And if I get going, like just to show you what can happen if you get going up your tree and it's like suddenly everything in your entire, all your categories are expanding open. And then it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I've lost where I'm supposed to save it. Then just come over here and let go, back over top of the designs. And then you can basically go over on the right side here and kind of like recollapse all that stuff. And so find where you want to put it. So it was under Floriani Collections, and I can see the one, now that everything isn't kind of expanding automatically, I can zip them up. It's there, right? Tattoo. So my thing is, so now I have to kind of go back to where it was and reselect the designs again. So just wait for them to appear and hold down shift. And I like to kind of line it up so that when I come over, I can just go across the kind of divide and almost directly onto the folder where they go. That, because like what I'm saying is, if I go down and I get on the word promotional sets, it's going to expand and then it's moving. And so it's a little bit confusing. So my suggestion is get the selection, get it lined up, and then go kind of across the divide to where you want it to be and then let go. So it's easy. And now those 25 designs are in a category in my computer called tattoo. I can always have them like that. So the one thing I said was, don't go in your hard drive and delete the folder forever tattoo, because if I delete this folder forever tattoo, I'll still have a category that's called tattoo, but when you open it, the designs will have empty icons. It'll still know the information about the design, but the link to the design, the actual path, will have become kind of broken. And of course you can fix that, but you have to do, you have to basically recreate the category and kind of almost like starting over, really. And so it's just easier to get them in place before. The one thing I'll say about that is sometimes it happens because we use an external hard drive, and notice that when I'm up the top of my computer, I can totally see my external hard drive. And if I wanted to categorize this PES file into one of my categories, everything would work just fine. Only when you look at this design, you see that the path to the design is G/ Dallas patch PES. Well, if you take the hard drive away, then that path is going to be broken. If you put the hard drive back, then the path will come back again. It does work. You can eject your hard drive and reconnect it, but you want to make sure your hard drive gets the same letter again, because notice that I have an F drive and a G drive. Well, I can't get those reversed. If they get reversed, then the path won't be correct, and therefore it still doesn't work. So if you are doing that kind of stuff, there is a way when you add a hard drive to your computer to map it to a drive letter, so that it, to be able to predictably know that you could, use a hard drive to back up all your designs in categories, and then, make sure that if you eject the hard drive that you can get it back in so that everything works again. So if you need help with that, we'll show you later how to get in touch with us for customer support. But this is the idea that you can create your own categories. You can add your own designs to them. You don't have to. You can just browse the folders of your computer and work with the designs where they are. The benefit of adding the categories is the ability to add additional filters. So instead of just the PES or the name, notice that if I look under, for example, my free monthly designs, I have designs that have, instead of the PES filter, I'll turn that off because most of my free monthly designs are in the Floriani format. But here I have other keywords. So for example, if I come in here and I type in USA, then it'll find all my USA designs. And if I back that off and do Christmas, I'm going to get Christmas designs. And so that is because I'm able to now add things like keywords to the designs. And there's when you view a design that's in a category, you have an option to edit the keywords. Basically, you add a comma to add another keyword. You can interact with your keyword list. So one thing I do want to say as part of the beginner video is in your drop-down menus for tools, there is an option called watch folders. And what I want to say about that is this is a great tool, but it also can cause great problems. So my suggestion is to not watch your entire hard drive. Don't watch a folder that has lots and lots of embroidery designs. I would watch a folder, for example, I digitize new designs every week. And if I watch that folder, it reminds me that there are new designs that I might want to add to a category. Notice that I have, when I clicked on watch folders, it opened up basically the directories of my computer, and anything you check will be watched. And it says free monthly designs are being watched. And so essentially every time I download the Floriani free monthly designs, the software will, my design album software will notice that there's new designs, and it puts them into a category on the left called pending. So notice up at the top above my embroidery category is the pending category. Well, what I'm telling you is you don't want to tell it to watch your hard drive and have pending having 50,000 embroidery designs in it, because that won't cause the program to work very well. Because every time you open it, it's going to try and look through every single folder that it's being watching. And if you tell it to watch your hard drive, that's basically like looking through every folder of your entire computer to find embroidery designs, and it slows it down is what happens. And it can even cause it to get stuck. So our recommendation is to watch a folder that has, a few designs that get added to it occasionally, and it'll remind you, oh, there's something impending. These are from the free monthly designs. I can just select those two and go to my embroidery categories and find my category that says free monthly designs. And now here I got to be careful because it's right in between two that kind of expand like that. Here, I can expand them ahead of time so then I know that nothing's going to move on me. See what I'm saying? So now I can basically take these two and put it right over top of free monthly designs. And so they, in that case, they actually leave the pending folder. So the concept is if you watch a folder, it puts the designs in pending, and then when you move them to a category, they leave pending and go into one of your categories. And so that's some of the basic things about My Design Album. You may want to also know about the tools and preferences option, because under preferences, I can choose what formats the software will actually display. So if there's a format that you don't need to see and don't care if you ever see, you can uncheck them. And it will only show you the formats that you have checked off. And so there's a list of every single format that it's capable of displaying, and you get to decide which ones you do and don't want it to show you. So before I let you go, I wanted to take you to the RNK Software Club's website. So let's just bring up a web browser and go to rnksoftware.club. And this is the software owners club. Anybody who owns My Design album software is automatically a member of this website. Anybody who owns any Floriani software, this is your website. Notice that it's all the programs are listed in a sort of ribbon like this. There are more programs, but this is the link right here for your My Design album software. And I said at the beginning that if you own the Floriani software, you might own our FTCU software. That's kind of like our Cadillac of embroidery software. We also have our Creative Express software, and that's a free program for people that don't own our Floriani software. It has the demo mode to try these programs, but it also has some basic things that it can do. And so if you don't have Creative Express, go ahead and get that. But if you own FTCU, then you don't need to get Creative Express. You would already have those features. But if you own My Design Album, this is the tab here that we would click on, and notice that the website kind of changes, and now everything's about My Design Album. These are the training videos for My Design Album. This is the user manual. These are some extra lessons, other links to things like, the system requirements, software features, weekly videos, goodies, extras. But if you click on training videos, you will find that you need to be logged in. And if you don't know how to log in, you can click on support. When you click on support, you can either do a software support ticket. So if you're having questions about the software and you click on this, it comes to the office, to our software support desk. And we will get in touch with you quickly to try and help you with that. If you need help with the website and how to log in, click here. If you wondered why you're not getting our weekly emails anymore, click here. But now that I've kind of clicked on support, to get back to My Design Album, I can click on home and then just click on the My Design Album link again. And so if I sign in, then when I go to My Design Album training videos, it'll allow me to watch the videos. And there are videos here. This is how to use the batch converter, frequently asked questions, another overview video, a little bit longer one. There's also specific other videos that you can watch through in this menu like this. And so we hope that you enjoyed today's video, and we hope you enjoy your RNK Software Club video of the week and the My Design Album software. So once again, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.